Welcome back, guys. We are in Napoli and we are gonna play the Sarri style. This is also team guide, guys, also tactical guide a little bit. And we are finished with the season, so I want to take you through when the season is over so you can see how this really worked out, okay? So we are not playing the. I'm not going to squad before the season. This is after the season. Who played well, who didn't play well. But remember one thing, guys. I love to go in football stadiums, watch games all over Europe, and some coaches like Zidane, Sarri, Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho, those coaches who have their own style of playing. You love to see these kind of coaches play. I try to attempt to come back and recreate them, but normally they're very hard to recreate in Football Manager. The reason is because there's a lot of details out there, guys, and but I think I made something that is similar to the system of Sarri. Okay, I made that. So the thing here was not Napoli. I wanted to build something that is as similar to the style that Sarri plays. So when I see the full matches, whoa, this was how they used to play. This is what I saw. And how would that be in the league? So here you get a team guide in Napoli, and as well you will get to see what is it to play like Sarri did, and how can you achieve that. But what you can do here is a lot of things you can change and you will have a better season than I had. We cannot always tell, the thing is everyone wants to tell, I won the title with this, I won the title with this. No, I didn't win the title. I come fourth place, guys. I just managed to get the Champions League place. And not only is that the thing, I also, we're gonna see the games, guys. I went out in the quarterfinal in the Champions League against Manchester City. I lost 3-0 away and 2-2 at home. I think I dominated the play or did not. This was the only team that I didn't win the possession against. And then I lost, of course. And the Italian Cup, guys, we came to the final, lost 3-1 to Juventus, and yeah. So I cannot say that we had a good season. If you have won the cup, maybe I could say it. If you win against Juventus in the cup, but quarterfinals for Napoli is okay in the Champions League. They went up in the. I think they would be not extremely happy, but they will be happy. The fans will be happy. Fourth place is not good enough, guys. So the tactics, we start with that right away, guys. I'm sorry with this one. This is Real Madrid. I was just playing before I started playing with this role and seeing how we can work it out. The thing was that when Higuain was sold, they bought Milik in to play in his role, and at that point Martins had a hard time coming into the team. He was starting some games he was not starting, but you had Insigne here, and you had Milik here, and you had our good friend Callejon here. Okay, so what's happened is Milik gets injured and Martins start to play. Then Sarri introduced to us the false number 9. I think this is the best false number 9 delivery setup in Napoli that I have seen in modern football. How they use it, okay? What they use the fullbacks come higher up, but they don't come on too much overlaps. It's offensively, but it's mostly in a way that in Real Madrid when they play offensively possession football, they send up a lot of guys high up in the field, okay? But Sarri attempts to use these players in the build-up, so he doesn't use them as a wing-back, because if you use them in wing-back, they will stand higher up the field in the build-up. In Madrid, they are really high up in the field. This is also something that Pep Guardiola is doing sometimes. He's not always using them as a fullback in attack, running up down here. They attempt to come in here sometimes, and sometimes up here to support the build-up, so the wingers have someone in support. What Sarri does, he has extremely strict, his rigged system how they get out, how they play themselves out. Okay, the specific ways he play them out. When they come in the last third here, it's a little bit more freer. And the thing is Sarri is extremely good here, and he gives your players a little more freedom at the last part here. Okay. I will put the right players at the right place. Latan did not play here. so you can understand, how they play. But I have bought my own players in for the next season, guys. So yeah, the thing with how he plays is Divara is mostly here, and Zielinski, if he plays here, but that's Hamsik playing here. But I have sold some of the players, guys, so you will bear with me, okay? And Raul Albilio is here normally, but he's not here today, and Reina is here. Forget about that. Callejon is here. I have sold half my team, You can see that too. I sold them all. Want to build a new team with the same philosophy, of course. So Milik, as you can see in real life, Milik has a hard time fitting in the system because his roles changed. Churches, I don't think it was good enough. My Gio Rafael was out, and Martins 18 millions. Why did I do that? Well, it's mainly because of his age. Martins played very well, 18 goals, 11 assists. Could score some more goals, but I think he delivered well. In many games, I have to pull Martins as an inside forward at the left because of the injury on Signa. Insignia was extremely good. I think that's says it all. 70 million pounds almost. You cannot say no to that when you're Napoli. They sold Cavani, didn't they? Uh, but the only thing was his age, and he was Italian, so I was, maybe I shouldn't sell him. Yash was a good player, but he kept messing around with the atmosphere in the locker room. He played fixed, but get rid of him. Too much trouble around this boy, and we come up in the wrong side, But he's very good, guys. Very good. His acceleration and in the role he was perfect as he was fullback support. He had everything he wanted it. His pace was good, so he could defend well. He could cross when it was needed. Defended very well, guys. So yeah. Raul Albilio, it was more because of his age, 32 years old. We sold him for 8 million pounds. Played well, but next year he will be 32 years old. Leonardinho, I used a lot more than expected, guys, and he did well. 3 assists, 2 goals, and I'm gonna give him chances when he comes back because his flair is so good. So have him on the bench. In Italy, you can have a lot of substitutes. Keep him there. 4,000 pounds is not much. Keep him there. See what's happened. Duan Zapata was sold. If you wanted or not, he is sold. But anyway, he wouldn't fit in the team. He's the kind of striker Sarri is not using at this point. Callejon was our Raudmatur, what it is called, at the right side. 10 goals, 13 assists. Of course, the average rating will not be that well when you're playing that role because you score goals and you just start hide yourself or get assists. 9 million pounds, mostly because of his age. And you don't have a lot of young players coming up in Napoli, so you have to get the money in. So we are rebuilding a new team. This is also a very good player, Gulam, but he didn't deliver as we wanted to. And I saw some better players on the market there. His defensive part again is very good. Fullback in support, he's doing good job there, guys. But yeah, Hamsik is now 30 years old. Sold him for 18 million pounds. Should I get more? But is the reason is I want Zielinski to play that role now next year. He was on loan and then sold. Played well. Yeah, he's an okay player. Could be an okay player on the bench. Allen is also sold because he was not a fixed player for us. Came in more as a sixth. At the end of the season, I saw Marco Rog was a better player, so I sold him because because he will not accept to sit on the bench, So that's it all. Pavarotti we could have used. He came back from loan. Again, this kind of striker we don't need anymore. Giacchini was on loan, came back, sold. So we got some money. And Jonas we bought at the last part of the season as we used Martins as a wing inside forward. So we needed a new false nine. Bought him for 5 million pounds just for support duty, guys. He played only 3 games from start, and he had the attribute to play better than what he did, but he didn't play well. So yeah, he's out of the team. Income from the start of the season, Matis de Ligt. I think this is a great player. He will increase, so Raul is gone, but he's here and he's got better jumping reach, You're building for the future. He came in last season, 20 games, played well. So he's a new ball playing defender. He can also play as a defensive midfielder. Franco Vasquez was only on loan in the club. 8 games, 3 goals. The thing was he could play false number 9 as well as playing the Hamsik role and sometimes inside forward, even though he didn't have the expiration. Okay, Emil Kraft is set it in the system, so the team will be bought the next year. Okay, fullback support, yeah, you can play there. I don't know if you need him or something, but he's okay player, guys. 23 years old, from Sweden, really low wage. So put him on the bench, number 3. Can use him as a number 3. This year I went out for Amato Siete. I think he's also one of the players that were coming automatically. I think they have signed him or I signed him. I don't remember that, but anyway, he's I think you will have a hard time giving a play time. Okay, Asuma is coming in for 2 reasons. One, he can play Carillo here, and he can play defense ball winning midfield. He can play many roles. He can play in the Allen role that Allen is away. He can play left back also in support. He's experienced and he was free. So he can play this role, guys. Positioning is very good. His teamwork is good. His work rate is good. He's not that good with his pace. Concentration is good. So he will give you good defensive play, and the passing is good. And the passing is important because you want to keep the ball in the team. And he's standing in a in a place that where he can support duty. Zlatan came on free. I think as a false 9, he can do well. His dribbling is just bad, but anyway, 66,000 pounds in a week for a player that will come in. If it doesn't work, you sell him in the winter break. He was injured last year, so and he can Italian, so he's a leader. He's only a rotational player. I sold all my offensive players, so I brought Zlatan in. I bought Berardi. He will take the Rodmato role. He will be at the right side now next year. He's also left-footed, so I think he can do a better job than Callejon did, and he can also play as a false number 9 if needed. Okay, and he will be automatically. He's on loan in Napoli. I think he played well when I gave him the chance. Nothing next to build around him too. His crossing is good, and this is an interesting player too. His pace is much higher. We will give him from the start. Give him the chance now, as well as we got Emerson. So it's okay. Which of them do I use now? So Emerson is a better offensive player. So, but anyway, both of them are good players. I bought Emerson in for only 12 million pounds when I sold Guados when I sold Gulen to Paris Saint-Germain for 16, and yeah, Sergio Samper is the 23 years from Barcelona B, of course, but he played some games for Barcelona last year. He came into the team. He went up right away. He will still maybe, because he's 23 years old, he can be a little bit better. He can play the deep playmaker because his vision is good now and his pad technique passing, so he can create something more. Because Divara is more defending than attacking. Okay, keeping simple passes. Rose Barkley is also coming as Hamsik is away. He's 24 years old. He will sell jerseys for us as well. He can play that role. He and Zelensky will play that role, and he's on loan, and we can buy him too for a good, acceptable fee. We can buy him. So let's see what we can do. No goalkeeper, as Ryan is away. We have chosen to go for Jesper Kleisner for this sum. It's really, as a sweeper goalkeeper, that's perfect. Okay, so how did we play the game, guys? The tactic is These three guys is the main goal scorer, and then the Mazzella, who's in real life is Hamsik, will come here. Rogue played as a Carrilero, and he played very well for us guys in this role, as you can see. And he also sometimes played as an inside forward and sometimes as Mazzella. But Zielinski will be our main Mazzella this year, and he's only 24 years old, so we're gonna build around him. I think he can take over Hamsik's role. If you had kept Hamsik, you'd win for Zielinski, So yeah. But what they do is, these players, you play out of defense, and you send them not too high up in the field. He will balance the play. Rogue or Allen, they will balance the play. Divara and Jorginho, they are the deep lying playmakers. They will come down, come deep, get the ball, and make a triangle here, and they will support the defense in front of here. Okay. Then the Mazzella, he comes in pace from behind. That's Hamsik, coming in, scoring goals from this position, long shots, passes the ball. Is the creative soul in the team. He links up here, he links up there. He will link these parts, so because he goes up, he stays. He will be a link in the middle here. Okay. These guys have the freedom to attack. So what we do is, Napoli plays higher tempo and they play short passing guys. They play out of defense, but I didn't push the retain possession because I don't think they do that. They tend to go through the middle. Yes, they had, and it won't affect your goal scoring from sides, guy. They tend to go from middle because they are not doing too much overlaps. They're doing more underlaps, and the defense is high, but not as Real Madrid, because already when you push control here, look at here, it goes up. Okay, so there's no point of going higher than that. This is Madrid. This is Ramos. He's standing inside the opposition's box all the game though. They don't play very few teams in Italy played wide. You go and watch Napoli live, then go and watch, for example, Manchester City live, and you see that they play more narrow play. I am not saying they don't use the wide players, but they don't play that much wide. The players are not far from each other in the game. Okay, and that's one of the reasons they kept possession very well in Napoli too. And they can go closing down more. They close down more. They use tighter marking guys. They run from positions. They play out of defense and they pass into space. Yes, they tend to do that a lot of times, guys. And it's not only Zielinski is doing it. Everyone is doing it. From the goalkeeper, he takes the short kicks. He can use also the fullbacks. Kulabi close down more and he marks tighter. And Tonelli. Tonelli had a good last season, guys. Raul Albilio is doing the same. He's a simple central defender. Maybe you can. He's not a ball-playing defender. Many will say that, but he's not. In my opinion, of course. Fullback, nothing special here. Vivara, nothing special. Carello, nothing special. Mazzella, nothing special. Because he already takes more risky passes, he gets forward to forwards, he moves into channel, he roams from position. That's exactly what Hamsik does. Maybe you could also shoot more often, but I don't know. Rodmuller, some say he should be inside forward, since Callejon works very hard defensively. When you put him as a road melter, he will not do that. False number 9, nothing special here, guys. The position instruction. I don't care how. I give it to assistant. If it works, it works. But I had more. If you want to do more Sarri presses high. So these players should be pressed high, and these players should be marked, and these two should be sent to wrong foot. That will be more Sarri. Okay. Should you play with Napoli? If you come and play with Napoli, you should know the main striker is Martins, is 31 years old. If you want to build around Milik, you can push Martins at the right to left, and then a problem is solved. But then you need to bring in more strikers. Hamsik is getting older, but there is not it's not a lot of money here, guys. It's not a lot of money here. I mean, I have sold players for 194 million pounds and bought in players for 63 million pounds. Still, I'm going not in balance. I'm not getting much money. Finances for the club is good, but I didn't get that much money. Thank you for that. But anyway, it's quality. It's full of quality in Napoli. If I would go here and not play Sarri style, I think you can manage to compete against Juventus in this game, but from 1 to 10, you can also manage to for the first season. You know, you can if you play smart, if you play right, you can manage to come to higher up in the quarterfinal of Champions League. Here I was more bound to the tactical system I wanted to play than optimizing this game. Napoli has a good team, but some of the players are older players. You know, you have to do a change in the team. Kulab, but you have also good young players that you can build young or young. But there's some players such as Kulabi is not that old, and Maskimovic is not that old, and he plays well. You know, when he was on loan, he comes back the next season. His jumping reach is good. It's good substitute, you know, and you buy some young players. That's the first thing you have to do. Buy some young players. Don't throw money like I did on Zlatan Ibrahimovic. You got very few good young players in the team that you will, in short time of period, make anything out of. You got Unis is one of them, for example. Unas from Al Shari, I think. I loaned him to Atlanta. Maybe he can do something for you. But Marco Rog is the only young player I think that will do well for you right away. Yeah, you have to bring in some young players. You cannot compete against the top teams in Europe with the finance you have, and you have to keep the tradition of selling, like I did, for example, with Insignia. When it comes offer for a player who was around 70 million pounds, sell him because you need to buy new players. You will not get a lot of support from the club when it comes to money, guys. Okay, good luck. Would I, from 1 to 10, I would say 8. It is extremely fun to play in Serie A, guys. You know, if you haven't done that, Napoli is a good team to start with, because Juventus you have to win everything with, so it can be a hard start. But Napoli is okay, guys. You have a lot of good qualities here, and yeah, good luck, and I see you soon.